Can they hear you guys? No, they can't. Okay. Wait, say something again?
Are we muted still?
Okay, now you're good. Now you're good.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
There we
Oh
go.
my god. Okay. Now fucking fuck. Alright. I'm gonna
Well, I had
I'll
a
have
good
to
night.
fix I know exactly what the problem is with that one. I'm gonna fix that later.
All right. I had a good night. See you.
Cool.
This is
Later,
fun.
man. You know what, Nick, go.
This isn't the energy we need.
Shit, I gotta post on like the socials. Where's my fucking phone now? Yeah.
Oh no, Chris, you gotta tell
Everything's
people
going
what we're
wrong.
doing.
No, I just talk, I guess.
Oh,
Fucking
okay.
things are going bad.
Okay.
Everything. This is what happens when you don't do it for like 2 months.
So what soda would make a dark chow if you baptized your chow in that soda?
Well,
What's
it's crystal.
Oh
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
gotta be.
You want to
the
answer
crystal
that
tea.
question, Ian?
Gosh.
What would make a dark chow, according to you?
Oh, well,
Wait, no,
Yeah?
dark chows already exist.
I know the one I'm not going to say now, so...
No, there's one just called a devil chow. Like, it's yeah.
Oh, Ian just calls them dark chow.
Oh, is it called a devil or a dark chow? I thought it was light and dark chow, not... What is it,
You know what?
angel?
There's a couple. I can see why you're confused. Yeah, I get
Oh,
confused.
okay. Okay.
I don't blame
Nick's
you.
trying to save you. Nick's trying to save you. I'm trying to stoke the
Shame me.
I'm trying to stoke the coals at your feet.
We can actually tie this all back to something I watched recently.
Oh, yes.
Especially even this discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do tell.
It's okay. So you were thinking of freaking trying to find the. Oh my god, it's not loading. Anyway, yeah, it's like devil, you like dark chow, like Shin chow, something like that.
Oh wait, I think they did have a Sin Chow, and I thought that one was like wild. But you know what? That's why Sonic Adventure 2 is a perfect game. It really touched on everything in my
I
life.
think you need to replay that, dude.
There's dark chow. There's hero chow.
I think you need to go back and play that game.
Chow Island. No, you gotta play Chow Island.
Just to reevaluate that game, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know for a fact that nothing compares to level 1. Like that's the best part of the game.
It is
that is the
best part.
Iconic.
Unless you're a freak who likes the Chow Garden. Which I don't blame people.
I liked it.
Ain't for me. Yeah, we know.
Not it was I'd say so. Let me say this. Definitely in order of fun, Sonic levels, followed by Tails levels, followed by Knuckles levels. Knuckles levels, I don't want to play hide and seek.
That
has the best song.
The pumpkin rap song.
Yeah, the pumpkin rap song.
Hey, Knuckle. Anyway.
Oh man.
But
anyway,
about the Chow Island flowchart that people made of how to get the most efficient and best Chow.
I think that we need to seriously condemn Chow eugenics. Now I'm on the right side, and now you're on the wrong side.
You thought I would say something reasonable, Ian.
Hey, how do you feel about Idiocracy being a pro eugenics movie like that take?
It is?
I think that okay.
Have you not watched Idiocracy, Nick?
No, I have.
Okay.
And like the opening, you can read the opening as an argument against like we should not let stupid people breed, and we should encourage the intelligent to have more children. You could, I mean, yeah. I actually wouldn't say you could. That is the opening scene.
That's I was about to say that they state it.
Yeah. But I don't know. Do you think that Mike Judd did, like, was that a bit, or is that like Mike Judd being like, oh no, guys,
that's a real question.
We need to purify the blood.
Was it ironic?
Right.
Or is the rest of the movie showing that humanity can't be saved by people who are dumb?
I mean,
but then again, our hero is painfully average.
Yeah, and even his like mediocrity is thereby made. Well, that's the bit is his mediocrity is suddenly godlike.
Yeah.
In this world. So I don't know. I think it was a little. I mean,
because I never thought about that until I heard it, and I went, "Huh? Let me think about that. Let me." I really like Idiocracy too.
And actually, wait, hold on. Now that I'm remembering it, they circle back to that at the very end too. Like it bookends the movie because Maya Rudolph's 6 children are the smartest children in the world.
Yeah.
And
then one of them was like, "How come no plants are growing from my toilet?"
That's yep.
Yes, Nick.
Like, it's really smart.
That was a line from that movie. I did like it. I thought it was very funny. Let's talk about other stuff. How about ropes on buildings? That was funny.
That was the funny one.
Ian doesn't want to talk about the hard issues.
How do you feel about the standpoints of Camacho, President Camacho?
I actually think President Camacho is like a great example of leadership. Like I really like.
There is.
Here's the thing about President Camacho, that moment where he admits like they need help.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. It makes that point could be the argument of why he's the leader. Like he's actually a leader, right?
Well, maybe this is a hot take, I don't know, but in the scope of the movie, I would say in descending order of intelligence is that 70 Show guy's brother. Was it Luke Wilson? Who's the main dude?
It's
the average
Eric Foreman.
No. I think you're right. It's Luke Wilson.
I think it might be Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson's the smartest. Maya Rudolph is the second smartest, and then Camacho is basically third smart. Like those technically get the most kind of redeemable decision making in the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like
forget. I would actually argue smarter than President Camacho. Probably smarter. Actually, I would argue smarter than Maya Rudolph.
Oh, okay.
It's a pimp.
That's true.
Maya Rudolph's pimp.
Pimping.
Lest you forget, in the after credits, he is defrosted because he needs that money.
Oh yeah.
And he was smart enough to not only track them down, but wait it out.
And follow them into apocalyptic future. Well, no. Gosh. Anyway, yes, eugenics. They definitely believe in it. Mike Judd wants you to stop.
Yeah, sometimes there's theories like that where you can totally like see it when it's like pointed out to you.
Yeah.
I know. Well, Chris, we talked about like with the Watchmen. You talked about how like there's sort of thing of people saying it was like pro cop.
It's propaganda. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
The HBO series we're talking about, or the book?
Oh, HBO series.
HBO. Not the book. No.
Not the book. No.
Definitely not the book.
No.
Well, you know, it's
the book is a good argument for no superhero.
It's about.
I mean, and Alan Moore is an anarchist, so he's not super into cops at all. So
It's a really interesting book when you like learn more about Alan Moore's thing, because like Alan Moore fucking loves comics. Like that dude is a comic nerd from day one, from the Silver Age all the way down. Can name all this stuff. Loves talking about it. Just everyone asks him. Everyone wants like old curmudgeon Alan Moore versus the Alan Moore who actually loves comics and writing and all that, right?
Yeah.
Who gets like really geeked about stuff. He does get like that.
He loves it. Why would he not? Why would he make it if he did it? Why would he make it in the fucking 70s and 80s if he didn't love it?
I mean, there was
crazy.
There was certainly no love for it when Moore and Gaiman and I'm forgetting several great. I mean, there's like a kind of school of writers from the 70s into the 80s who, you know, it was not a glamorous job at that moment.
No.
At all. You know?
Well, yeah, that's before the act of it being officially like allowed in libraries
Yeah.
and being like in the same shelf as books and being considered like a word, an artistic form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that thing for the show where looking back on the show itself, like there's a lot of like interpretations of
Yeah.
it visually and like interpretations of the characters like ideologies from the 80s being carried over to modern day.
Yeah, I
And
know that's the premise of the show is like this carrying on.
yeah,
Yeah, the ideas.
yeah, obviously won't get too into it, but I
Yeah, because I
can,
do
yeah,
plan to watch it.
I can totally see that argument though for it
Okay.
being propaganda. Is all I'm saying.
I can, but can you also? Okay, I don't want to spoil it for you, but
Yeah.
let's say
I didn't mean to flip off the
I can
camera, Bruce.
I can
Okay, I'm
see
sorry.
that I could see that position, but I could definitely easily make an argument that did they come off that great in this story?
I agree.
You know,
Yeah,
Oh, well,
because Ian, we're both thinking of the two things, right?
just an idea.
well,
So
yeah, the two things that end up being basically, oh, it's actually one thing.
Yeah.
They're one thing, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I plan to watch this. I won't make up my mind until then. That was just something I was hearing from like the is it finished? Is that why
yeah, it's
people?
done.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna do any more. It was one season and done.
Okay.
So
Yeah, done in that sense. Yeah.
I would love for you to take a look at it. I'd love to talk about
Hopefully with
that
like a
show.
little bit more time than I have coming
Mm.
Yeah.
up. Because the big stuff's out of the way now. It's just a bunch of tiny things for the game. By the way,
Yeah.
I didn't mention that. The reason, first of all, thank you to anyone who watches this, because it is very late. It's a very late podcast. In fact, we skipped a month too.
Yeah.
That was because that game I was working on, I had to finish some things and do a bunch of stuff, and there just wasn't time. Like,
Yeah.
but we are here now. The big thing's done. The big thing I had to do is done. Now it's just the little tiny things as we gear up to hopefully announcing a release date. So I can't say anything yet.
Oof,
And that's
we're on
not
pins and
because
needles.
like I refuse to. That's mostly because we're not sure, and I don't want to give you like like info that's gonna change like tomorrow. There isn't.
Do you guys get driven crazy? And the other thing as well that he's saving you, dear listener, from is I get driven crazy when you hear someone talk about a project in an interview, and then it just like 10 years pass, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey, what happened with that thing? Well, you know these things. No, I don't.
That Halo movie, well, it became a TV series, but that was taking like 10 years. In fact, my buddy Matt has a great story. Of he was at a panel for oh my god, what's the name of the guy who made Lord of the Rings?
J.R.R. Tolkien.
It was either Tolkien. No, the movies.
Peter
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. It's either Peter Jackson or Neil Blomkamp. I want to say who was tied. It was either of those two, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that were tied to making the Halo movie.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, who I forget what movie had just came out, but this was like 10 or so fucking years ago because he was telling me the story in fucking college. And he says, I always remember being in that Comic Con and Peter Jackson going, with this money we'll be using that I made off this movie, we'll be using to making the Halo movie.
Mm-hmm.
And, I graduated college a long time ago.
It's been a while.
Hey,
been a while.
Shout outs to that guy. You know what? Half-Life Alyx came out. I was about to say, shout out to that guy. First day one of orientation at college. Told me Half-Life 3 is going to come out soon, man. Don't worry.
Oh, God. Jesus.
I hope he's doing all right.
So,
waiting for that next installment.
Not because, not for that necessarily, but to like tie something to a like brand, tie yourself to a brand or object so hard. But I hope he's doing all right, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. So, long time no talk.
Defo.
Ian.
Very much so.
Nick,
my
we
God.
talk all the time. Ian,
I'll mute.
I.
But yeah, so how this is gonna go, there's a lot of things I could talk about, but I'm kind of only gonna mention things that I think all of us have that overlaps, and then we can just go from there. There's one big thing I want to talk about with all three of us.
Oh, okay.
But I won't get into like all the small stuff we did because we are on a hard timer.
Okay.
So, let's go with a movie that I think is a safe bet for that we all. I know me and Nick watched. We saw Puss in Boots.
Oh, you saw Puss in Boots?
You
know what?
it?
I've heard great things about it. I did not get
It's great.
to. But you go ahead and rip through that movie, man. I will eventually see it, but not yet.
I mean, the animation's amazing. I won't.
Yeah.
They changed it a lot. It looked like.
Oh yeah, it's by far the best. Like, it's a really cool, well choreographed, well shot. The humor's on point.
Mm-hmm.
The action's fantastic. The story, it's very well written. It's a tight 1 hour
adventure movie.
Yeah, adventure movie. I don't know how much I want to spoil for you. There's like all the characters are well written. They talk about a really heavy. They talk about like mortality in the children's movie. That's like
because he's lost his. So I'll tell you what I know.
Okay,
he's lost 8 of his lives, I believe.
Yeah,
he's like on his last life now.
Yeah,
yes.
He has retired, and he's living with the familiar from What We Do in the Shadows, who's a Chihuahua.
Guillermo.
Yes,
the guy who plays Guillermo.
Yeah.
By the way, that character is great. The Chihuahua character.
Oh yeah.
Also, one of the just a straight up sad story for his.
Yeah.
There's no redeeming it really, other than his outlook, I guess.
Okay. And as I understand it, it is also this is what I had heard. The villain, who's the big bad wolf, is apparently one of the best written villains in one of these DreamWorks films, is what people are saying. How do you feel about that, Tim?
Probably. I don't know. What do you mean by any DreamWorks movie?
I was thinking specifically Shrek, but if you want to expand that out,
any Shrek one,
easily, yeah.
I would argue that. Although
DreamWorks?
Big Jack, go ahead, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say like if we expand it to DreamWorks, then is he better than Gunn in Iron Giant?
Ooh,
I don't know.
Well,
Gunn's not the enemy; the military's the enemy.
That's right.
That evil evil FBI man.
What about? Hang on, DreamWorks, right? All right. What about the?
I mean, Fairy Godmother is a
Fairy Godmother
crowd pleaser.
Megamind.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't seen Shrek 2 in a long time.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Yeah, Megamind was a great one just because Jonah Hill plays. He's such a realistic douche. Like,
it's a great exploration of like, hey, that thing of like, if I had powers, I would do blankety, that kind of guy, and like, just no, this is what a dude, like a male who's self-obsessed with all these powers would actually do.
Mm-hmm.
And like becomes like that. Megamind's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know there was 4 Minion movies or Despicable Me or whatever. I don't know who the villains are.
Oh, Trey is in one of those. I didn't watch any of them, but I know Trey Parker's. Is one of the villains in one of those for some reason?
I haven't watched any of them.
Okay, hang on. Okay, here's the question. Have you guys seen any of the Kung Fu Pandas besides the first one?
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
Ooh,
the first one's villain I like. I kind of dig that.
Okay.
That's a good Kung Fu villain. Like,
you know what? Yeah.
Just this badass guy. Yeah. Kung Fu
But
movie
yeah,
villain.
and he's simple motivation, very effective.
That's all you need. That's all you need for a warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I liked about it's funny because 2 and 3 are way better movies than 1, in my
I
opinion.
still haven't seen them.
2 is fantastic. Because 2 is pretty much like that character is like essentially the Force, like essentially like someone that just constantly like is among like all the damage Panda Jack Black's character went through. Poe went
You're
through.
about to call him Kung Fu Panda. His name's Kung Fu Panda.
And, Mr. Kung Fu Panda the second.
It's Poe. Yeah, I remember that. It's Poe.
It's Poe.
CeeLo Green did a music video for the first movie. Anyway,
he sure did. It was sick. Anyway,
Poe.
yeah, those villains are sick.
Okay,
my one throw in for the Kung Fu Panda series, which I've only seen one of, is so the Kung Fu Panda films are very popular in China. Like they do
really?
great numbers. They do great numbers.
Well, Jackie Chan's in it.
That's also true. So when they had the premiere at in the capital of China, they bring Jack Black out to walk the red carpet and meet everybody.
Yeah.
And I really just like his response, which is, "I don't know why I'm here. I don't speak Chinese, and my face isn't in this. I don't know why you wanted me, but I'm having a great time."
Oh yeah. What about for villains? Fucking Ramses from Prince of Egypt, or
shit, Prince of Egypt.
Is DreamWorks?
Fuck yeah, that's DreamWorks.
Or what was his name? The dude from How to Train Your Dragon, the one that was like manipulating the dragons. The guy with the crossbow.
Oh, that one's alright. Yeah. I was trying to remember who the villains were in How to Train Your Dragon, and maybe that was the problem. Is I don't remember.
Exactly.
Even though I like How to Train Your Dragons.
Yeah, but they're a great trilogy.
Yeah, they're actually pretty strong films.
They have really good shots. Like there's some shit in there that looks great. Like I thoroughly enjoy as someone who loves monsters. So
it was also an interesting series to me, just in the regard that it was like I can't think of a film series quite like it that had the characters go from like pre-adolescent to adolescent
and have children.
Well, yeah, like that's kind of like unheard of, that level of like maturing throughout a franchise.
Yeah, there's an end. My only beef with that, right, is I don't think they looked old enough. I don't think they still looked like their original young selves a lot more than I kind of wanted.
Just put the beard on top.
But my argument for that is people in that era wouldn't live long, so that's probably
realistic.
Like
he's 22.
If you hit 30, holy fucking shit! You know so much about the goddamn world. What am I like
100?
Yeah.
Everyone knows Squizgar. He is the oldest in the village. He has lived to over 33 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, Puss in Boots is great. It's great.
It's great.
Okay. Fantastic.
Nice. Well, cool.
There really is. Yeah, it's not too much to say unless you see it, and then we can go break down on like some cool ass fight scenes. I will say Goldilocks and the Three Bears are in there. I really like the heart of that story.
Okay.
Of their dynamic. I like that. I like their thing. Big Jack Horner. Is the fucking shit.
Who sat in the corner?
Oh yeah, he's my favorite villain.
Yeah, I love him. Big Bad Wolf's really cool, but Big Jack Horner.
He is evil.
What an evil man.
I can't even begin to fathom. I can't.
Hey,
wow.
Ian, how many kids do you think know who Jimmy Stewart is?
None. None of the children.
Then what a wise choice it was for this movie, is what I say. Don't worry, you'll get to that bit. As someone who has a Jimmy Stewart impression that I love doing because no one knows who Jimmy Stewart is like, I love it.
I feel that way about like this is a short aside, but in my capacity, like when I work with kids, like kids still like Looney Tunes, and so
Looney
like
Tunes is forever, man. It's universal.
Looney Tunes is forever, but like so I can do a Peter Lorre impression. But like kids don't know what that means. They just know, oh, from Looney Tunes. Yeah. Sure.
Wait, can you do it now or like? I love to hear Peter Lorre.
Gosh, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh damn it, Bugs Bunny. No, wait, that's a whole different character.
That's very different.
How's that on though?
Whatever that was. That's it's okay. We'll come back. You'll have to show me one day.
Okay.
Like probably one of those times when we start talking, we're just doing voices.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Yes, back to back impressions, definitely. But
okay, so go ahead.
The DreamWorks film is. What else were you guys thinking about the Puss in Boots 3?
Oh, that's pretty much all I want to say without going into spoilers. It's great. It's a great, fantastic movie.
All right.
Yeah,
incredibly. The animation's fucking 10 out of 10. It's great.
Mm-hmm. It looks beautiful. It does look beautiful.
Absolutely. Totally. The only other thing I could think of that I think we all saw, well, I don't know about Ian, but Mel Brooks, History of the World Part 2.
Hell yeah!
Did you watch all of
it? Yeah, I think yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
I want to talk about it.
Cool.
It's fucking great.
It was really good.
What a good time.
And we watched the movie. So Nick and I watched the movie before going into Part 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Part 2 is funnier, but maybe because it's very much written to like it's Mel Brooks today.
Yeah.
Making jokes today.
Yes.
And Mel Brooks has always been hilarious and it's still fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And he's doing it. It's silly yet humor that takes the piss out of like authority figures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like just all who the awful people are and all that, like just as clear, which is always in his movies. Like,
and it's just like a combination of historical, like actually specific historic jokes, meta jokes, like just plain visual like very old slapsticky visual gags and things like that.
Yeah. And right out of and then the slapstick is so fucking good. Like as someone who really appreciates that kind of shit. Like and from the get-go, like seeing Mel Brooks in his horrible CG monster body.
His monster body, yeah, I love
it's so fucking funny when he first shows up like that. It's such a hard frame cut, and it's so funny. Like
just like in 1981, guys.
Just like 1981, and I'm like, it's what a good bit because in the movie he already looks old, like because he's like 40. They're like 50 or something.
Mel Brooks is an old Jew.
Yeah,
he was born that way, and he's always looked that way.
By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, like how old Mel Brooks is, he fought in World War II. He actually fought Nazis before getting into Hollywood. That dude is 90. I think he's like 90, right? Or 94?
He's in his 90s. I know.
He's in his 90s. And he's making this, and he's still fucking funny. So like this show is so fucking hilarious, man.
Well, like, a great compliment definitely to pay him is like the degree of mental acuity it takes.
Oh yeah.
Just to be, I mean, like, period, to be a comedy writer, but to be doing it when you're in your 90s. Absolutely. Good lord, that's
legend.
Hasn't lost a step. If anything, I honestly think he's gotten funnier, like as time's gone on. But
I think some of his bits have gotten strong. Like he's taken ideas and kind of built them out.
Yeah.
Like,
and everything's so tight. It is like joke. There is no like you're laughing at one, you're missing another. It's that type of deal.
I would pay it definitely that compliment that it never feels like a bit hangs around that long.
No, there's no time. 22 minutes every episode.
Yeah.
With like 5 skits in each fucking thing.
Like, so the one I gotta mention off the top, like
I was gonna ask what's everyone's like favorite bit. So yeah, you go first.
Judas Iscariot.
Oh, really?
Being Larry David. That's
pretty great.
It's so good. He pissed on Jesus. He's such an asshole. It I don't know, and it what the best part of it was, if you just watch it, it does play beat for beat like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, it really does.
Yeah. It's so good. So I mean, I love all those that kind of segment. Yeah. I thought that was a very, very strong one. What about you guys? What's your second? Because I have a few more I can throw at as well.
I think Nick knows my favorite one, but I want to see if what's his favorite first.
You know what? That's a really good question. Oh man, there's so many. I think like in terms of memorability, yeah, I think the third one for me. Third episode.
Yeah, but is there a specific sketch?
Oh,
like
segment? Oh, sketch. Yeah, for segment. Yeah, the discovery and invention of the telephone.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh my God. Solid.
That's my favorite one.
It's so dumb.
I think it's a perfectly written sketch. I think it's like, I think it's perfect. I don't know. Like, from the minute you know what the joke is to like, and it's oh my God, I always forget his name. He's from Detroiters, and I think you should leave. And Veep. It's the guy on the other line. It's
the guy who sings the baby beauty pageant thing. Yeah, that's how I know. That's how I know.
But that's like the exact type of humor he would be in. So, by the way, perfect casting in the show.
Oh yeah.
With comedy, if you just love comedy in general, you're gonna recognize like so many people.
Mm-hmm.
From just everything, from all walks of comedy too.
Were you guys kind of like blown away? I was blown away. Back to the Judas Iscariot thing, they got Doc to be the Roman centurion that takes Jesus away. His name escapes me at this moment, but if anybody else has got it, I want to shout him out.
Keep going.
Because he appeared in Across the Universe as a fairly prominent figure as well. He's an actor, but he was Doc Venture on the Venture Brothers. A favorite of the show. He's of course an accomplished dancer, singer. He did invent a chocolate mummy, which is a real cocktail from the Venture Brothers that has clamato and chocolate sauce in it.
So off.
James Urbaniak.
James Urbaniak. Yeah. Like that dude is just inherently funny, so I wanted to shout him out in particular. Like, oh my gosh.
Sam Richardson, that was the guy's name I was trying to remember. God, it's just such a good cast. Like, I'm looking at all these people. Zan McClarnon, who is in the Civil War bit. He's a cop from Reservation Dogs. I was surprised to see him in this show, which I'm glad. He deserves it.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Oh my God, dude. Did you catch? Okay, so in the Curb Your Enthusiasm bit, did you catch the callback to History of the World Part 1 when the Romans leave?
I might have. I'm not.
They're doing the exact same march they did in the movie. Every time they march in the movie, which is it's like forward, left, right, and then they look both in those directions. It's the exact same march.
Okay, I did not catch that. That's a good one.
Well, Ian.
I guess I like it more. Whatever.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's hard because like the comedy, it's just gonna be me going, and I thought this bit was like super funny.
Let me say so for the Shtetl storyline of the Jews that moved to St. Petersburg and then get involved with the socialist revolution and all that sort of thing. I remember first of all, I want to compliment Dove Cameron, who plays Princess Anastasia. She's she's doing a lot with being the hot one.
I don't
But
even
also,
know. I didn't even know what she was from, but
she's done musicals and stuff. But
which is why. Oh my god, she's from Disney Channel stuff. That's why I do.
she was also in a show called Schmigadoon on Apple, which is premiering season 2 tonight, as we record this. Actually, it's a good show. It's a pretty good show.
Okay.
But anyway, what about you, Nick? I don't think you said, or do you also feel like Alexander Graham Bell?
Yeah, well, that was what you said, right? Like Alexander Graham Bell.
Yeah, no, I mean, for that, yeah, I thought that was great. Everything, like, God, yeah, like Chris said, like it's tough to pinpoint without just going. It's just funny. It's just really good. Like,
Yeah.
everything to do with fucking the what was it? The one Fred Armisen played, the Glorp, the alien that was
Oh, the
pyramid
fucking
scheming.
for the pyramids.
Yeah,
That bit's
that
great.
Sigmund
There's
Freud.
just Sigmund Freud thing. Oh, with Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Great performance. It's one of those things too. Like if you know your history and like seeing the references they're doing.
Have you tried doing cocaine? It's
you ever
done a lot for me.
That's a penis. What? But no. I think you just want to fuck your father. That's what you.
Now join me in my mother class. Masturbate.
Masturbate.
Hey.
And then there's like, Rasputin as a jackass segment. That's a great like way to do that, because if you tell people the Rasputin stories, like it reads off like that. They're so fucking nuts.
Yeah, I mean, all of that stuff, they did do that. That really happened.
Oh yeah, I was saying all the things they tried to kill him with as they were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The shot in the back 8 times, chopped off his dick, stabbed 16 or some shit,
rolled in a carpet, hucked in a river.
They didn't do thrown out of a building, because I
Did
think that's what actually kills him.
I think he was poisoned also.
He was poisoned, survives it.
Yeah.
I think thrown out of a building is what kills him. But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He was a squirrely priest.
It's great. It's hilarious. It's such a good follow-up. Yeah. I hope there's a season 2. I know that's probably a joke.
Probably, but I mean, I don't know. It was really successful, and I mean, Mel Brooks has said yes to smaller ideas.
Sure.
I say only to remind everyone that there was an animated series that was a sequel to Spaceballs, but it was only available on G4 TV.
Yeah, G4. Yeah. Maybe in 40 years when Mel Brooks is like 130. That's what
when his hologram that controls the internet decides to write another one. Yeah.
I guess I'll just my only real the big picture thing about this show, right, is that it's such a good, probably the best accomplishment is actually capturing comedy today in all different walks.
Yes.
In that show in only 8 episodes. Just all and while still being silly and absurdist, but going into just all these people from everywhere getting part of it. I mean, I was telling Nick, dude, if I had any experience in comedy, acting whatsoever, I'd be trying to get in on this thing so fucking hard, which I think is what it came to be.
Yeah.
And it is. It's people from all different kinds of comedy, and they're all fucking great. And it's all such good casting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Great, fantastic. Probably my favorite long running. I did like the Civil War long running sketch. Probably the most out of the long running one.
I couldn't get enough of the dumbest joke of the Underground Railroad.
It's so stupid.
So dumb. So dumb. Yeah.
Great.
How'd
you feel about seeing Don Rickles in a singlet today in the fucking president sketch?
His CG head like on an old buff man's body.
I'm
so
I'm so glad that I get to die knowing what that's like. I didn't have to wonder. I didn't have to.
Yeah, it was great to see, comedy legends on it, and also it was cool to see like other like actors that were kind of either, maybe less prominent roles in other stuff, but seeing them like get really just great takes and lines on stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the bits like seeing Nick Robinson, he plays the Abraham Lincoln's son. He's the one that was
Todd. Yeah.
Todd, yeah. He was great because like I only knew him from Boardwalk Empire back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Well, I still never watched Boardwalk Empire. I should watch that.
It's great, but yeah, he was. I just remember from that one, the one role where he was like just the main cast's like partner.
Yeah.
And then like there he is, and then that's it. But then it turns out he's really good.
No, they're all great. Like they're all so good. Yeah, no, great. If you haven't seen it, you don't need to watch the movie.
No.
But like at all. There are some callbacks, but like it doesn't need to. But they're both great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just know it's very. The first movie is very 70s. There are a lot of boobies in it.
Yes, there are.
Apparently, those are real Playboy bunnies. I didn't know that.
Oh,
until this watch of the movie, and then they listed Playboy bunnies as.
Okay.
I was like, yeah.
Hugh Hefner is there.
It's true. Yeah. History World Part 2, I just out of gut, I would argue is funnier than the movies.
Okay.
I think it's tighter. I really do. I think it's like tight comedy. Like it's great. That's pretty much all I can think of for things I did that would overlap. So you guys take it away for whoever wants to go first.
All righty. Well, why don't you take it away with what have you been watching, man? What's cooking in your free time?
Yeah, sure. Yes, mostly it's been really busy for me for like music stuff, and so I can't talk too much about those in particular. But I'm very excited. Next time we talk to kind of talk about that, and then like because there was a lot of research I had to do music wise. I would like talk about like the stuff I found. It'd be fun. So yeah, in the vein of music, Gorillaz put out their latest album of this recording, Cracker Island.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And there's definitely a couple hallmarks with it. But I'll say overall, I love it. Big surprise.
Yeah, shocker.
I know. Well, here's my hot take. Are you ready?
That's my only follow up. I didn't have. I just want to say shocker like that.
Yeah. It's tough because like very clearly, compared to the follow up before this was Song Machine, and that was a very different like non-concept album. Like for Song Machine, it was stated being a record of essentially like a B-side, like a D-side or G-side back in the day. So to go back to a concept album with like an intentional like sort of vision beginning and end was really cool. So like the biggest thing, like the like everyone they got for this album was fantastic on it. Stevie Nicks is incredible.
Yeah, that was
obviously
really cool.
That's Oil. Is that the track?
Oil, yeah.
Which that song's grown on me. At first, I thought it was all right, but it's grown on me.
Yeah, and I think that's probably like the best way to describe him.
Fan, by the way, but...
Oh yeah, totally. That's actually the best way to describe my feelings on the album, where it just keeps growing on me more and more. And like I think as of this recording, I re-listened to the whole album like 12 times now.
Wow.
Already, yeah.
I've re-listened to it a couple times.
Yeah, like getting that Tame Impala is fantastic, of course.
Yeah, that might be my second favorite song. Tame Impala and Booty Brown, because I fucking love Booty Brown. But
yeah, hearing him again is always awesome. Haven't heard, or at least like in terms of a gorilla song, I haven't heard him since Dirty Harry for Demon Days back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and them, and then the biggest one was with Beck. At the end, the last song on the album.
Yeah.
Which I think was like super fitting, and you can definitely tell like how much of sort of Damon's solo project sort of like tied into this last one, because it sounded like something straight out of his solo stuff.
Yeah, the last one especially.
Yeah, super British.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely some big hallmarks with that. Another one is like on the deluxe album. Dale the Funky Homo Sapien coming back.
I was really happy about that.
So sick.
For those who don't know, I really like Dale the Funky Homo Sapien is one of my favorite like rappers.
Deltron, yeah.
Now that track, which didn't come on my album, I had to ask someone and listen to it.
I know. Well, now luckily it's up on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
They did put those out.
All deluxe albums, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the song Chicken something.
Captain Chicken.
Captain Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken. It is a beautiful song. It's a banger. It is a banger.
Yeah, it felt like straight out of G-Sides, like more on the weirder end with Dan, the automation. Doing that, getting, MC Bin Laden, really popular Brazilian rapper was really cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that song.
Yeah. Just a really fun time with that one. Super catchy. The biggest thing also was like this is the last, and following that we have Crocodilus with De La Soul and Don Penn.
And is that really his last one? Did they confirm that?
Yeah, that was with the late
because I know De La Soul was working on stuff.
Yeah,
but that's really his last one. That's crazy.
His last one, with the late Trugoy the Dove from De La Soul, and rest in peace, the absolute fucking legend. Really, with some of the hallmarks.
Yeah, I was gonna say first Gorillaz album where the De La Soul track isn't my favorite one. Or the first time they're on an album that's not my favorite song on there.
What's your top one again?
Skinny Ape is probably my top one.
Skinny Ape.
I think. It's up. It's next to the Tame Impala one.
Okay. Yeah, you only actually get into that because like my favorite was Skinny Ape for a bit, but I think after we.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, re-listening,
right?
No,
I really evolved from that position. I really grew as a person.
I became smarter
that's a good
and more
beginner choice.
Yeah,
but for the advanced gorilla listener, like
for the smart people, I know.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What is it now?
No, I walked into that one, but yeah, it's Tarantula.
That's a good one. I like that one. I like them a lot.
I just love a good hook. It's so catchy, and
that's all it takes, huh?
Yes, I'm just not smart enough to fully comprehend the genius.
No, I really like Tarantula a lot. That was my favorite out of the ones that weren't shown.
Yeah,
like that weren't released as singles. That was my only problem, I think, with this album. Is they showed a lot of singles beforehand, and a lot of them were this time around were the best songs. That was not the case for Song Machine with Me, right?
Yeah,
because Earth Gang shows up, and it's by far one of the. It's not just the best song in that album; it's like one of the best Gorilla songs now.
Oh, easily. Yeah. It's not even close. Like,
but that was my only issue with this album, probably. It's just
where everything did flow into each other, but like I said, like maybe in a sense, like there weren't that many standouts.
Like that weren't already shown.
Were shown, yeah.
Tarantula was, I think, the biggest standout for me. Like with that.
Yeah, I love Silent Running though.
That was shown though.
No, I meant like in terms of like. I'm sorry, I meant like in what was shown.
Okay.
Yeah. But just a great album. It, just usual Gorillaz fashion. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. But Yeah, like I guess compared to Song Machine, yeah, like standouts like in the
It's a
terms
hard
of
follow up.
it is hard follow up. Song Machine has some killer stuff on it.
Humans is really hard to follow up though, so like
Yeah. It yeah, and it's this thing of like, well, I guess we'll see if they feel like making another album because now it's the meta of obviously Jamie Hewlett, he was barely involved with it for Humans, and
yeah,
and then because of that, like the lore wasn't there that was set up since.
Even though I would argue Humans is like one of the better, like music wise, is one of the better Gorillaz albums.
I agree.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I get why people were hard on it because it's tough to follow up 7 years of anticipation.
I don't know. I think it doesn't, man.
And
I think really do. That album fucking it goes.
I think it's iconic.
Really goes for it, yeah.
Yeah. I think
I think it was a perfect album for that time too.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Humans is probably they just hit something culturally exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like to follow that up, with the Now and then to Song Machine and then to Cracker Island, where Cracker Island, the lore, like I guess like there's always that thing of there's the music and then there's the story and lore behind it. So that was always the sort of initial pitch with Gorillaz you had from the first 3 albums, and they kind of touch on that with Song Machine, where they kind of tied back to Plastic Beach with the Lost Song, the Lost Chord, where you see like the aftermath of Plastic Beach. And you get like those sort of conclusions that were sort of hinted for a bit. I remember like another issue, I wouldn't say issue, it's just like another inevitable thing of, when Netflix was canceling a lot of animations, sure enough, the Gorillaz TV show was among them. So it felt like, that's where all the story and lore sort of collecting was going to be, was in the show. So, there you go.
Well, damn.
Look. What a downer. Anyway, Gorillaz album good.
It's good, man.
Music good.
Is music good, Ian?
Is it? Well,
as someone who loves and plays music, is music good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. This music?
I don't know.
But anyway, it's a fantastic album. I loved it.
Wait, I don't think we got Ian's favorite song on there.
Oh, I would probably either do Tame Impala or Tormenta. I liked the easy breezy, like this is just like a little light beachside song with the little.
Is that the Bad Bunny one?
That is the Bad Bunny one.
That's because that's because you work with kids who like Bad Bunny. That's why.
That's probably a big part of it. I hear a lot of Bad Bunny at work.
You know what? I didn't hate the song. I will say that. I thought it was all right. My only thing is, I actually once I kept listening to it, I'm still like, it just reminds you of so much other music.
Yeah. Yes.
To like some of the other songs.
His production, I would say, is very much taking like. It's a safe choice. Look at me.
It's a very safe song.
It's a very safe choice. It's a very safe production in the sense that like when Benito has done what's in that realm of like the more widely marketable stuff, that's kind of what it is. Rather than maybe like some of the more rap related stuff that he did originally. That you know what I mean? Like so I see that. But also like sometimes I just want something that's very easy to listen to.
No. I get it. I will. I didn't hate. I don't think the song's bad by any means, but I do think it's just like the safest one.
Yes. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Is MC Bin Laden's song in Spanish, or is that Portuguese? Because
Oh,
there's words on there that I recognize, but there's I haven't listened to it closely. I haven't fine-tuned comb it.
yeah, I think it's Portuguese. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check. Because if it's in Spanish, I can go, well, that's the best Spanish song on this album.
Right.
Because I like it more than the Bad Bunny one, but yeah, well,
Yeah. Well,
I just like his hoo hoo ha ha hoo. I'm fucking genius.
No. Listen. You don't have to defend that. We all.
I don't have to defend that. That bit's great.
I defend nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
That shit's great. What are you talking about?
No, it's great. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm not even being ironic about that. I love that bit.
Good.
How dare you? No.
I just feels attacked that I called this
Anyway.
choice safe.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, Ian, Tormenta's your favorite song on the album.
Listen, hey, we've talked about before. Music and food are like you're gonna get the biggest fights.
I don't have to defend my taste to the public.
Yeah.
But if you would like to try and argue my tastes, go and follow me, and then tell me why I'm wrong.
There's no argument.
Yeah. So, yeah, album's great. So I do like. I think the longest, like sort of, kind of, logic I had with the Gorillaz is like there's this sort of thing of you can kind of tell when, like I said, like Damon Albarn's like solo stuff kind of bleeds into Gorillaz.
Yeah.
And like I said, for the last song with Beck on the album, there's that. I know there was a thing where like he was working a lot in Iceland. Like he wanted a lot of the artists he collabed with to write with him, with the engineers in Iceland.
Who, Beck or Damon Albarn?
Damon Albarn.
Okay. Did he call the guests to come over to Iceland?
That's how the story goes, but he said like not a lot of people were willing to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty good bit, but
fucking.
But yeah, I think this album like kind of reminded me overall of like more on that side of his solo work, where everything's sort of blending into each other, and
I can see that.
Yeah, but yeah, great album.
Cool. What else you do?
Yeah, so I'll talk about two movies that I definitely saw myself. I don't know if you see them, Ian. So I was telling Chris about this. I wouldn't say watch, but it is pretentious to say, but I guess more of an experience where I watched.
Oh my god. You experienced.
I was gonna say I watched and then experienced. So I watched blank movie and then experienced this.
Oh, okay. I thought I experienced a movie.
I did, and I with my eyeballs.
Yeah, I experienced feeling hungry every day, but like.
Yeah.
What's this picture that you had an experience?
Exactly.
Was it the Mario movie? Did you see it without me?
And I experienced the struggles of working as a plumber in Brooklyn.
God damn!
No, no, I didn't.
What's up, Chicken Nuggets? I just saw that.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, so I watched Skinamarink, and then I experienced.
Oh yeah,
we can talk about that. We can talk about.
Wait, no spoilers for me.
Okay.
Chris hasn't seen it.
It was one of the things I had to. Okay, man, the shit I had to not do in order to finish everything for March. God damn, yeah, Skidamarink's one of the big movies on the list that I have not seen yet. And there's a bunch of fucking video games I want to play, but
okay,
but Skinamarink is like the big movie.
It is.
But let me ask you, Nick. Is this even a spoilable movie? Is this a movie you can spoil, really?
I think if you tell me what the last 30 minutes are, because I know that's...
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, so and it was a thing of like, in terms of like describing, I'm with you, Ian, that like describing the events that happen in the film are kind of pointless.
Yeah.
It's literally the experience you get.
Shot. Because I know the director. I've seen his stuff on YouTube for a while. So I know kind of like his style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm fascinated to see what a movie is by him.
Well,
okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I was just going to ask you a question, Ian. So, with you with this film, how was your overall experience? Like, did you watch it in a theater, or?
I actually couldn't. I ended up watching it at home.
Good.
I watched it in the living room on my sofa.
Me too.
In a completely pitch black room. Like
Good.
it was night. It was nighttime. I had all the windows shut, all the lights off. I think that's the way you do it.
Oh, so my plan is I'm gonna watch it in my room on my computer screen with my like headphones on in the dark.
Oh, headphones would be good.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I guess that'd be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. I really got. Well, here's the thing. I do think I got something particularly out of having the screen be big. Like my living room television is bigger than a computer monitor.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Doesn't say much. What? How? Like, you got any other frame of reference for how big your TV is?
My hand, my eyeballs.
My TV.
6 hands across.
It's 6 cubits. It's my TV. I think I have like a 72-inch television.
Holy shit! Really?
I didn't want to sound like I was bragging. I didn't want to sound like I was bragging.
Hey, there we go.
That's fucking huge. I don't think I got like.
There's only one TV where I live. We have one TV.
Like
it's a TV.
The TV I watch movies on, like I fucking 42.
Oh, okay.
70 inches. Holy shit! I'm like trying to like picture that.
Where I'm at. No problem.
I would need a new stand.
If I stand it on its side, like next to me, it comes up to like my mid chest or shoulders.
Is it like one of those crazy OLEDs? Because mine's 4K, but I bought it because OLEDs became a thing and 4Ks went on sale because they're old models. But like, I just need 4K right now. But, like,
legitimately,
no clue.
I bought it. I co-bought it, right?
Okay.
We got it at a Costco. I believe that
it's at Costco too.
I
believe they have great prices on TVs. They
do have. It's so many deals, you guys.
And you can return that shit, like if in 30 days if you want. Like,
but I just to say that I think watching it on a bigger screen makes for an entirely different experience as well.
Wait. So is it an OLED? Hang on. No. I need to know. Is it OLED or is it?
It's not an OLED. I believe that it's just
quantum.
It's not a quantum. No, it's not like a. It's not a fucking time machine. It's just.
Quantum cell's a real thing, or nanocell? Is it nanocell TV?
I don't. Hold on.
What did it say on the box?
Hold on, I'm gonna go look at what kind of TV I have. Hold on.
You'll see the brand, but I mean, like, what makes up the screen?
It's an LG television.
Oh my god, those are the good ones.
Damn.
And it's
legit.
Okay.
You know, LGs are like the perfect for video games.
Are they?
Yeah, because they have the least amount of lag.
I've only ever dreamed of using it to play Pokemon. Take that, everyone on the internet.
Okay, last question about your TV, and I just need to make sure.
Yes.
Do you have motion blur off? Do you have theater mode? Not theater mode. God, what's it called? That Nick, you know what I'm talking about when they blur motion for like so like
smoothing.
Better. Yeah, the smoothing thing.
I don't think I have smoothing on.
Okay,
no.
Good.
No.
I hate that shit. I can't stand the way.
Doesn't it make motion look super like sickening to kind of watch? It looks
to me it's sickening and like doesn't look real.
Yeah.
Like I know it's supposed to be easier on the eyes and like from far away.
Right.
But like fuck man, I'm not that far from my TV when I'm at home. Like
I live in an apartment. How far away can I be?
And also sometimes they're just guesses, like on what the motion is, because that's not in the movie. So like they gotta do. That's crazy. Crazy having LG TV. That's good shit.
Oh, thanks, man.
Have a Samsung for Samsung's good. Like it's probably better than so. I did a lot of TV research before I got the thing, but it's fucking that's crazy. I gotta come over and just watch movies. Like
I would love to have. You know what, guys?
I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive where you're at though.
I know nobody fucking does. That's nobody does.
Even though you're near like a brewery that I really like, and I'm like, we can hit up there and like just come back. And
guys, remind me the positive story I was going to share at later on.
When we get to you, okay, yeah.
When we get to me, that to totally remind me of that, because maybe that could be something. That there's a second thing that you potentially is worth the arduous drive all the way out here.
Yeah. I'll say back to the TV. I'll say that you have a bigger TV than Goncha has in his apartment right now. And I was led to believe when he first moved to his place, he had like an 80-inch OLED. But it is not that. And in fact, he was like, I don't know where people were saying 80-inch OLED from. But 72 fucking man. All right. I want my eyeballs to hurt. Like
gonna cook them.
Yeah.
But to then jump back one other subject. So Nick, can you talk a little bit about the cinematography, like the shot composition in this movie?
Back to Skinner.
I know. Because it's tough. It's tough to like. If we talk about like cinematography, I overall have always been in the belief of if it achieves the intention of what the story is, then I think it's more than like perfect, because like this is like the most
my
to me.
My eyebrows raised because I have a counter argument to you, but go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris.
No. This is gonna derail it a lot.
Oh, okay.
No, this is gonna like. Really
the movie's good. I don't know what to tell you, Chris. Like,
no. It's just that phrase. Like, I'm like, oh, but I got something for you. Like,
okay.
But yeah, I'm sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
It's good. It's good. It's good. Like, there's nothing else to say. They point the camera at the wall. It's cool. They point the corner at the hallway. It looks good.
Yeah.
Because you can't like. It's the most abstraction you can get with like the intention of building an atmosphere, and like Chris said, it's very much his style from his short films on YouTube. I feel like sorry.
So one thing I want to add about the shots the way that they do it. Yes, I agree. Like the wall is good and corner is spooky, but it's like it's deliberately. I felt like the movie was infantilizing me. It was slowly training you to like really, in a positive way, in a way that's helpful to the plot of the thing.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like it is deliberately putting you at the eye level.
No, sorry, that's a very great way to describe something. But finish up before I what that hits like
rip it off. So anyway, but yeah, so like when you watch all these shots that are done, like where it's just the corner of something, you get the sense for, especially the first half of the movie in particular, because it does change, and I won't say more, but the first half is almost entirely from that kind of like, you're down in the carpet, you're only 3 or 4, and on top of that, it weirdly kind of gives, at least it gave me, I don't know if you feel this way, Nick, like when I was watching some of those scenes where they keep cutting to the cartoons, and then and away, and then the cartoons and away, and like every time they cut to the darkness, you're kind of expecting, okay, something bad's about to happen, probably.
Yeah.
And
so
that is how I heard someone describe this movie, is like when you watch a lot of horror movies, when you watch a lot of movies in general, but I mean, like, let's get to specifically horror movies. You learn rhythms and like the way horror movies kind of play out. Like, okay, this is going to be the fake jump scare into the real jump scare 5 minutes later. There's going to be, here's the priming, here's the shot. There's going to be something small and then big, and then like you learn the language of horror films.
Yeah.
Type thing, and you can see stuff coming. You can start calling out scares soon. And it's more of just becomes a game of, well, how are they going to do it then? Like, what's this one going to be? What's this one? Oh, that's a new take. That's good. That's interesting. And like, I make it sound like I'm sick of horror movies. I'm not. I've been watching a lot of good shit like these past couple of years, trying to catch up on stuff. But I do know this plays with that, like in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Which, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, because my thing was going to be, I would love for Nick to tell his story, because it both has to do with you calling out the infantilizing bit, but in a positive way, and it really sold me on the movie. Like, Nick's,
yeah. So I was going to tie it back to Ian, how you described like your experience with the film, because your experience watching the film was exactly mine. I literally did the same thing. Big TV in the living room by myself, pitch black. So I'm 100% with you. I do think that's the best way to watch it. I couldn't do it. I literally was halfway through the film and I punked out. I was just like, oh, okay. And I literally turned on the TV to the hallway, the light to the hallway. My bad. It does. It, dude. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna round this. Like, it. Because it's just me describing my experience watching it. Where literally, I'm watching, and like I got to a point where I had a pillow on my chest, holding it like a throw pillow, and I covered my face. Ian, I covered my face and was like peeking over it, like almost over the bushes, like looking, just like you said, like you're waiting. You're sitting there like, come on, fucking, like you're not even like. I wasn't even scared. I was literally like, like fucking just happened already, but it never happens. And then like it was literally, and it felt like I was, it just felt like I was a kid again watching a horror movie for the first time. And like, okay, Ian, without spoiling, the last 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Chills down my body as you say that word, but yes.
Yeah, no. Okay, so okay.
Yeah.
The last 5 minutes, I was literally like the TV was against the wall. I was literally like from the door frame, like peeking over, looking at the wall, like trying to peek over at the last 5 minutes. And then once it hit credits, I was like, I really said out loud, "Oh, thank fucking God."
Yeah. Yeah, so at that moment, I'll describe what I'm got. So I'm on the couch, knees up at the end of the sofa, watching this scene play out, and I am like hugging myself and just like deliberately trying to. And here's another thing that actually probably happened earlier in the movie, but I really noticed it at this point, was like I was deliberately trying to draw breath as silently as is possible. Like,
yeah, same.
I'm breathing way too loud. I can't be breathing this loud. Like it. Yeah. So, and I'm sorry, Chris. This is just to get a reaction out of your brother. I really want to see how he feels about this. So I had a friend who showed Skinamarink to her partner. They watched it in the bedroom after work. So both of them basically described
such a bad idea.
They were watching it while falling asleep.
I was about to say, you got to be like dead tired, and that's I know, and that's his style. It's like it's a frustrating. It's his stuff is to break you down, like an atmosphere. Like,
and so she described basically like her experience, which is holy shit enviable in a way. Was like, oh, I thought I was having like a what do you call those, like a
waking nightmare or something,
like a waking nightmare. Like I kept
that point where you're half asleep, or no, you're okay. So I've had stuff like where I just woke up, but there's still stuff playing from my dream in like my head, so like you still get the emotions.
Yes. Yeah, they basically, and then she said, and then my partner woke up and well hadn't gone to sleep, but again fading in and out, and then we get to that last few shots, and just the like shrieking, the sheer like, who is that? Who's there? It's, oh my god, oh my god.
Okay, so I had that exact same thing because I was in a house that was 2 stories. So after watching the film on the first floor, I had to go upstairs to the second floor in the middle of the night to go. Okay, so right? If you turn when I turned, like, it was the most scared I was in my life going up the stairs. Like, if like you said, it fucks with you. Like, even when you have lights on, it fucks with you. Like,
Yeah.
it was the only time I was ever scared of like the actual like place I was in. Like, it wasn't like there was a monster. No, it was literally seeing these like shadows from light and stuff like that. Like, it messed with me real bad for like a day or two.
Sounds
and
so cool. Like,
because the movie essentially wears you down psychically.
Yeah.
It's psychically like weakening you, and then it attacks you. It's excellent. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I said, I was telling Chris and some other friends where they asked me about it, and I said, yeah, that might have been the scariest movie I've seen in a long time. Might be the scariest I've ever been. Because, and Ian, I don't know if you would agree on this, but like, I personally think both opinions of this movie of the polarizing opinions on this film are like valid.
Oh, I
Hence,
absolutely
I feel
agree.
reviews for this film are useless.
I could totally understand why someone would hate this.
Yeah,
totally understand.
And again, not, because for one thing, I think that like the degree to which it's non-narrative.
Yeah.
Like, you can watch it and you can glean a story with characters who are specific, but it's very abstract, actually. It's quite abstract.
And you know what, the way, oh, sorry, my bad.
No, I was just going to say, just to make the comparison of like, I mean, it's Lynchian in how abstract it is. Like, yeah.
It's like, in terms of abstraction, it felt like the feeling I had with this movie was when I had listening to The Caretakers Everywhere at the End of Time, where there's a very clear concept of the intention of recontextualizing music samples for an overarching theme.
Right.
And that, so much so that like that album made me like anxious whenever I heard like vinyl crackles. So I couldn't listen to lo-fi like mix or radio or whatever, because in the album vinyl crackles represent the plaque building up in your brain as you develop Alzheimer's.
Jeez, yeah.
So and so with Skimmerink, I felt like that same sensation of like the recontextualization of these frame of shots made me like anxious seeing walls or corners or seeing stuff, like that feeling you have as a kid where you don't know what's there. Of being alone in a big house and you feel helpless.
Yeah.
So I felt that helplessness with The Caretaker also. That's what I felt. Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of the a reflection on the vulnerability of age. In one case, old age, one case, very young age. And I think that they both do kind of a similar thing as well, because besides the shot composition, and I think especially like the audio engineering, like, because so much of this movie is like the sound of feet in socks shuffling on carpet, or like it's very subtle sounds. It's very, very subtle. There's like 10 very long minute, multiple minute stretches where there's just dead silence, or minutes where the screen just looks black. There isn't anything that you're looking at. But it all kind of is a culmination of these amazing elements that really, as we've been saying, put you into that like mindset of not only a helpless, like the helpless child, but I think like, at least for me, like it felt like you were really, really little when you're like just starting to actually form memories. Do you know what I mean? Like the world itself is a fuzzy picture. So yeah, I think there's definitely a through line between both of those projects, like you mentioned.
Yeah, it's that thing for me of I like for myself, it kind of the fear it was bringing in me was that fear of like, yeah, like you said, like of the age, helplessness you feel, and I remember looking up this film's like genre, but I know if I say the genre, it's saying the movie it's gonna spoil it. It's a subgenre of horror we talked about a lot here, and I don't know if I agree with it, but I totally understand why it's labeled that way. So it's a thing of like, genres we talked about are futile inevitably because like the label it puts you in a box and doesn't like accurately ever describe what you're gonna experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. This film is like, yeah, it's really something else, and like I haven't felt this for a movie for as long as I can remember, and it has like this meta thing of like, it's no longer me thinking it's a good or bad movie or like something I enjoy or not. It's literally, yeah, like I said, the abstraction of like something like inherently, I don't know, I guess primal with that fear, like something. But it feels silly to say, but I think that's the best way I can describe it. Like,
no, let me corroborate your story just now. Let me yes and you. Let me no, because
let me become an accomplice.
I think that because this film is again very abstract. There is I'll just really quick, I will mention like technically there are characters in it who have names and I don't remember them, but it's the story of a nuclear family of a little boy who's about 3 or 4, a little girl who's about 4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah.
And the parents are divorced or living separately, probably, is what it seemed like. The talk about oh, when mom calls, but you be sure that you're ready to talk to her, so, like stuff that kind of dialogue that you get early on. But the movie, but outside of that literal plot, the movie is just such a mood piece that I think it's actually even what a brilliant comparison to that album you mentioned, just because you're not observing something in the normal sense of a narrative story that you can kind of detach from. The point of the movie is to make you feel like this is happening to you. You are being victimized by this presence. It is, a contaminant in some way. So it does have like a different sense in that it's really putting the viewer as a complicit component in what's going on, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, good.
I'd say that's really all I can say about it without going into what actually happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the most scary I was in a long time.
It's very spooky. It's very, very spooky.
I feel like you guys both talking about it, I really enjoyed it, by the way. No, I got everything I needed from the movie. I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
There you go.
Well, all right.
No, I plan to. I just gotta fucking find time.
It's what, about a 90-minute one? Would you
90,
I
say?
don't have
yeah.
90 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't have 90 minutes. What do you do? What I gotta just create time in? I can't.
Well, I wanted to. Speaking of 90 minutes, there was another 90-minute movie
No,
I
no,
watched.
hang on. Wait, can I bring up the
Okay.
perfect film? It's considered perfect if it accomplishes everything it sets out to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Birth of a Nation comes out as the first feature-length film in
I knew you.
US.
Yeah, I knew.
Is it perfect?
Well, here's a question though. Like, why is it? It's really weird because I don't know if this is the case for you. You did film class too, right? You took film
Me?
class, guys? Either of you? Did either of you?
No, I took like theater, like honestly, film. Everything I know for film is like me looking up a lot of stuff and then just watching shit. And then, but also like history classes, you would touch upon stuff because like you need to know what media is popular, especially in like the U.S., right? Because like
Sure.
we base a lot of cultural stuff on what's media more than
Mhm.
more so than other places,
Yeah. Yeah.
and vice versa, right? You can tell a lot
Sure.
about our culture, like shit. Just the example of like pre-code movies versus post-code.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't know what that is, people just look that shit up. But
Mhm.
has to do with Christianity.
Weirdly, very overtly has to do with it, actually.
Sure, yeah, like extreme. But like, no, so no formal.
Okay.
I should have.
I ask only because they still do teach that shit. Like that is a part of
Yeah.
curriculum.
Oh no, that you need to know that because that's the first feature length film, and it's also like, listen, you get. It's more pregnant today than I would say, in the sense that you get a new form of like mass information, like a way to give out like a lot of info to a lot of people.
Yeah.
In some way that eyeballs will hit.
Yes.
Powers that be, like evil powers that be, will jump on that shit if you're not on it.
Mhm.
Trying to, if it's free reigning, someone's going to control that horse.
Yes.
So you got to make sure it's good people that do. Otherwise, yeah, Birth of a Nation comes out. It's the first feature length fucking movie, and then it'll always be the first feature length movie.
Yeah, and it'll always be a very American of that moment movie.
Sure, fucking will.
Yep. But thankfully, we've moved on.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my only joke about that, Nick, is like just careful what like perfection actually means. Right? Like.
Okay.
I'm just joshing with you, Nick. I'm just
wait. Wait. What were you talking about before Birth of a Nation?
He was talking about it's a perfect movie if it accomplishes everything it sets out to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't just pulling. It just wasn't going. Let's talk about.
Let's talk about. No. Let's stop and talk about this now. Okay.
Because at some point, like probably, but anyway, whatever. I Skinamarink is on the list. I can't wait to watch it once I do. But I'll let you guys know when I do.
All right. We definitely will talk more about it. But Nick, what was the other picture you were going to mention?
Was that not the second one? Okay.
Oh, that was the second one.
Right?
No, that was the first one, and then the second one. Well,
no, I'm sorry.
Never mind. We'll just
no. I want to hear. I want to hear what the second one is.
Okay, so the second one, because I went on a lighter note, it was going to be about Yuasa's latest film.
I can't wait to watch that, dude.
Inuo, which was nominated for a Golden Globe last year for Best Animated Film.
Yeah, and until you told me that.
Yeah, so it was amongst the ranks of Turning Red and Puss in Boots and Pinocchio, which won. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I will say compared to all those. Inuo is way better, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
I like it way more.
That was the take you was telling me.
Because, well, again, like that's gonna be the no shit bias of me. Like, oh, it's essentially a interdimensional rock band during the Heike era in Japan.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole rock band festival within that Imperial Japan, and essentially the bandmates are all yokai and various people from all over Japan, and they're trying to compete to go against the foundation of the shogun and sort of challenge the predisposition of like being an outlier in the social norms. So each
Being
character is
different.
essentially, yeah, especially back then, right?
Music, man.
Yeah. So here's the thing: it's so far that like to a point where each song written for the movie is like between 7 to 13 minutes long.
Good God, really? Like, is it?
Yeah,
Wait,
they're
is
all
this movie a
ballads. They're all
musical?
giant. You would think.
It's 7 to 13 minutes. Yeah, how many can you fit in there?
Well,
well, yeah.
it's the thing. Well, it's thing of like the main song used in this movie
Yeah.
is used to the full extent in that like the full 7 minutes will be played of that song. And the 13-minute one is kind of played loosely, and then they sort of total to 13 by the end.
Yeah. Okay, I kind of get what you're
But I will say, yeah, this might be my favorite Yuasa film. I love the Mind Game. I loved, everything with the Atomic Galaxy, the trilogy of films. Yeah, this is fucking sick, and holy shit, visually it's like my favorite from him in a while. And it's probably the most creative shots I've ever seen, and just a really fascinating take on how to sort of contextualize someone's like blindness and sort of like how they see the world. And you get like these great shots of a blind character sort of like moving their hand in the same motion of the strokes of the characters in kanji, or like in that, and like he's moving his hand across to see names, and like it's, yeah, there's so much to talk about with it, but I'll just leave it at that. It's fantastic. I loved it.
Nice. Where can people watch that film?
So right now it's streaming on Hulu.
I was about to say, I saw it on Hulu. Like,
yeah, immediate access. It is like on Blu-ray and DVD. All that.
It's out.
Yeah. But holy shit! Like I think it. I guess it. I was telling Chris, like, I'm surprised. Initially, I was surprised it was snubbed, and then Chris brought me down there and said, "No shit."
No shit, it was snubbed. Yeah, what are you, crazy?
But I think it's way better than.
See, you're coming after my boy Del Toro though, and Pinocchio.
I know.
God forbid I like my Del Toro movie.
Well, the songs are definitely better than Pinocchio. Like, that's all.
Oh yeah.
I know. I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway, I like all of them. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
you're coming after my boy Del Toro after he makes an anti-fascist war movie that also happens to be a musical about a kid dealing with the threat of mortality. You're like, nah. Shit,
I mean, it's alright.
Anyway, thing I like good. I don't know if it's good enough.
Thing I like bad.
I don't know if Chris will like it, but we'll see. Anyway,
I can't. No, I really want to watch it because I actually really like Yuasa. Although I definitely am more familiar with his like TV work, like his anime work, but like TV work.
Yep.
So like, I love that shit.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. I really do. I actually do. I want to watch it.
Yeah. So that one is.
But okay.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say, but what sucks is when people kind of like try to sell you on a thing and it goes, it's better than that thing you like.
That thing you like, it's dog shit.
Dog shit. Watch this thing I like. It's better.
I just said I think it had better. I like the songs more.
That is not what you said. That is not what you fucking said.
So
the first thing you said was better than Pinocchio.
It was better, but I meant to say that I like the songs in Inwodo more than in Pinocchio.
Yeah, that's what you meant to say. That's a very different statement than you were.
Okay.
You were just kid Chris. Pinocchio's shit. You're gonna love
Chris is gonna cry. Make Chris cry about Pinocchio.
I fucking love it.
I loved it too. Like, I'm just anyway. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come across that way.
That's all.
I'm excited to watch this new picture.
I'm actually Again, all joking aside, I really want to watch it. I'd love it. I like Yuasa a lot. Like,
yeah.
I was that freak that really loved Devilman Crybaby, even though it's very polarizing. So
that's great. Really?
Well, we all think it's great, but most people like. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that just like no, it's too what's it called, cerebral.
Oh, okay.
I always work at that, honestly. Like,
but that's my bit. Is like if you watch Uasa's work, you get into it. But also, I get it because it's Devilman.
Yeah.
And like, if you're coming in as a big fan of Devilman from like the 70s, and you're like 50 or 60 now.
Well, this is different.
This is different. Like,
yeah.
And it is also, not, but there are shot for shot things, but like Uasa's is trying to get a very different thing that Devilman was. So like, I mean, no, I love Devilman. So like, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic, honestly. But yeah, man. So those are the two movies.
Yeah, those are two movies. Good movies.
Yeah.
But anything else you have on your mind that you've been looking at, thinking about?
I was kidding. Yeah, like halfway I'm reading through Haruki Murakami's latest novel.
Yeah, I gotta get to that.
Well, before Hello Vacation, Killing Commendator. Commendatore. I remember I was telling Chris that I felt a bit conflicted with it in the sense like I don't know I like it, but there's another half of it, so I'd rather finish that before coming to a conclusion.
Okay.
But you know what? Because like with a lot of this stuff, you kind of know what you're getting into for character wise.
Yeah.
And
especially the males.
Yeah, the males and the main characters.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of want to branch off to another discussion because, like, there was like I remember there was like a late interview with him recently where
you talk about running again.
Running. No, it was actually this discussion about like his preference of writing characters, and there was like there was another novelist and she was interviewing him in regards to like his depiction of women, right? And like people and it was the interviewer was saying like some people come to the conclusion that you're being sexist or misogynist because of your depiction of women in your stories. But the interviewer at least brings up that he does have great characters that are women in the story also.
In fact, a lot of them are more interesting than the dudes. Like,
by a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, his answer was pretty much what I thought it was going to be, of him going, no, I just like writing characters like that. Regardless, he said like he does know that maybe subconsciously there's some stuff he has, and if those are coming out and those people are coming to see that, he apologizes if he comes across like he's putting down people, not only gender but also like a certain background.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think is a fair thing because, especially given like I get where a lot of people are coming from, when they sort of come to that conclusion with his work, because like surface level, if you constantly see this certain type of character, then you could come to the conclusion that he's writing this to put down, or like to make the male characters more like superior. But when I read his work, like, and we all read most of his stuff, like, especially with 1Q84, I didn't know how polarizing the conclusions were for his story. for the main characters, because I thought both characters were fascinating. Like I thought they both had amazing stuff going. They're like my favorite main characters out of all his work, even now. But yeah, like you said, it's just like I just like writing really weird, simple people with like simple needs, and complexity comes from just how they handle the situations.
Yeah.
Like I even feel that, like, well, first of all, also, like, a character doesn't have to be a positive depiction to be a worthwhile and valuable expression of a character, I would say.
No.
In
fact, most of the characters I love exploring are broken
in some way, yeah.
to reflect like different pieces that people are missing and or like dealing with.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what all his male characters are. They're all I am hard pressed to call any of them heroes. Like
All shitty.
they are, at least
Yeah,
out of the big amount that I've read, they're all broken in very specific ways that you come to explore in the story. And a lot of the times it's people going like, you gotta get your shit together, man. Yeah,
and
fucking like that type of deal.
And what's interesting also, I will say, is a lot of them are kind of passive to the events that occur.
Absolutely.
It is they are completely
to the point where Wild Sheep Chase is about this guy who just lets shit happen to him.
Yeah.
And you're like, everyone's like, why why would you do this? Like, see how bad things are getting because you're not doing shit. Like,
you should probably try, like, yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I think Maid's I guess my thing was like, well, you coming to the conclusion that like he's writing, like there was, obviously the biggest like headline was always, especially thumbnails for sort of these conclusions, was like, oh, he's being sexist, like he's being misogynistic, always describing the women's like bodies and clothes. And for that he said he writes these simple characters that have these needs and make them flawed, and to him, like, the best way to showcase that is kind of like the shallowness being like the first thing introduced for these characters.
So I'm never gonna especially as like a straight dude, I'm cis straight dude, I'm never gonna be like making hard judgments on whether or not someone's sexist or misogynist. Especially for people I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna go up to bat for people's character.
Sure.
I will just say, like, from the stuff I've observed, this is what I think the male characters are going for. This is what he's actually going for. I remember in my senior thesis class, this is who we studied, right? Was Murakami. And all of us going like, yeah, just this dude's incredibly frustrating and passive. And maybe it was an American thing, but I think that book is that's what he's getting at. That's why you have the scene with him smashing the guitar. And it's the climax of the book is him smashing a guitar, because it's the first thing he does of his own volition. And it's the one you actually have to look into and be like, why is he doing this? We know every single choice he's making beforehand.
Yeah.
But is this just straight up an act of defiance? Is it a combination of both? Is it like, it's the most interesting bit, and that really feels intentional and on purpose for you to look at that.
Yeah.
Again, never gonna go up to bat and be like, all the papers came after him and like, but no, the guy like is this. I'm never gonna do that because fucking they're people I don't actually know. But just from the work I've read, this is what I've observed in the characters. I'm not saying, and I really don't want to, because I am not a death of the author kind of guy.
Sure.
I'm a very much like, if you can figure out everything that's going on around this book, then I think you have the true analysis, because you get to figure out all the subconscious bits that go in.
Yeah.
And what history influences, but Yeah, that's from what I've observed from most of his male characters. Just on my thing.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know.
What
I don't like going up to bat for celebrities.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
I know.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
But yeah, I guess it was just that because like I was kind of like reading through it and then also sort of I think it's just like in general after reading a lot of his work,
Yeah.
and so it's a thing of like seeing like his interpretations and like exploring these type of characters, like you said about like these sort of like type of main characters that have like these issues of like being distant when situations are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his novellas have that a lot actually.
Yeah.
The biggest one is Sputnik Sweetheart. That is the most uninvolved character in like the actual sense.
I haven't read that one.
He is very much the third person just watching events happening on the main
Okay.
cast. He is literally like the fucking Van. Sorry, from was it Ven from FF12? He just watches the story happen and he tells you it. Vaughn, yeah. Yeah, he literally watches the story happen and he tells you what the main characters are doing.
And I could really get into that game, but I'm not. But I'm gonna try to keep it on focus here.
But yeah, book's good.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
But good.
It sounded like that was weighing heavily on you. The way you were phrasing, like.
I know.
Like, I'm hoping we're not having to do a therapy session of the author I like. Bad. Not, and again, that's not to make fun of you. I was just like, I don't know if we should do that here, Nick. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, especially in the analysis, because we talk about this author a lot.
Yeah, so I was gonna tie it back to all that, but yeah.
Faux show.
I didn't mean to make it come across like heavy. I was just, like saying I was trying to like tie it back to like reading Killing Commendator and sort of like again, this is the latest book and like you're sort of seeing like this progression of exploring this type of character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was trying to get at, but yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
And you'll I hope let us know how the second half treats you. I hope even better.
It's on the reading list.
Yeah, I still recommend it, but yeah, it's definitely.
I'm gonna have to read it.
Yeah,
I spent way too much of my life analyzing his shit. So like,
there you go.
It's that black goo even. Wonderland.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I can think of for me.
Okay. Well, I'll jump in then. For my month, guys, I'm so excited. I watched the film of the season.
Super Mario Bros.
I watched Cocaine Bear.
You did? Fuck, I haven't watched Cocaine Bear yet.
Ooh, hot dog. I'll tell you what. Ooh.
Is it worth a watch?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely.
I know some people said the problem with that movie is that you see a lot of stuff in the trailers. Is that true?
You see, I'd say some of the good. They do put like top tier jokes in the trailer.
Yeah,
but the movie is not that even. That I would say that.
Okay.
I would say that the movie does genuinely feel like watching Jaws that someone put some extra jokes in. Does that make you know what I mean? Like the movie is more on the side of it being a played straight animal attack. Okay. This is actually very upsetting. Kind of.
I thought you were gonna be like it's on par with Jaws. It's just funny.
No. But
I was like really scared for that big hot take.
It is a mostly played straight animal attack movie that will occasionally take a side trip to do. Cocaine's kind of funny, right, guys?
Yeah. Substance abuse is pretty funny. If you ever watch someone do it.
Can I tell you guys this made me laugh.
I've always wanted to do in real life, but sorry, you go first.
Okay. This made me laugh was There's a scene in the film where two innocent children are wandering the woods unaccompanied.
Yeah.
And the little girl happens upon a brick of cocaine.
Okay.
And they then have that like classic exchange of, "Oh, this is what the DARE program warned us about." And the little girl then says, "Let's fucking do this cocaine right
Hell
now."
yeah. All of it.
And so this
Tiny
little
hearts explode.
This little boy and little girl cut the brick open with a knife.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "How much should we take?" And he's like, "We should probably take what, like a teaspoon, just so we feel it." And they take like a teaspoon amount of cocaine. She shoves it in her mouth with a knife. She shoves a teaspoon of cocaine in his mouth. And at this point of the movie, a woman in the audience gasped audibly. And that was the funniest thing to me. That was funnier
was
than
the
anything.
person gasping? Like...
That she saw children take fake drugs, and she said, "Oh my! What?
Oh my word!
Heavens!
What is this pre-code? Will someone be fornicating on screen without the sheets?
Why? There had better be an L-shaped sheet on that bed. God help you." One other thing that kind of shocked me: the movie is dedicated to Ray Liotta because it's his last role.
Yeah. Well, hang on. He was filming something in, I think, not Puerto Rico.
Where?
Somewhere else. He went to go, like, once he left Cocaine Bear. Mm-hmm. Like, right now, Cocaine Bear is his last movie, but he did go to film another thing.
Oh, okay.
And died during that filming for an unnamed project.
Okay.
So they don't know what they're going to do with that footage.
Oh, okay.
If that's going to be his last thing. But Ray Liotta, as of right now, that's Ray Liotta's last film.
And what a role. What a role to go.
Hey, dude, that dude goes for it. I love Ray Liotta, especially for that. Like, he never half-asses anything. No. Like, he loves doing his roles.
He's bringing it. And here's the thing, though. And you know, this isn't necessarily, you know, what we come here to say. It's a movie that you can tell people are having fun making.
Yeah, which that's fun.
Which is good, and
especially if you make stuff that's fun, like.
Right. I mean, it's not Jaws. It is not going to change the world. It's a B movie that's very fun to watch.
Yeah.
That's, you know, and it knows that that's all it is, and that's fine. It moves at a pretty damn quick pace.
Yeah.
And it does have weirdly, it actually gets kind of creative with killing off characters in this movie.
Should. I mean, if you're going to be doing that kind of movie, you should get creative with, right? Because that's what you're going to look for
exactly
for the kills.
Yes.
So they better be good.
They're very creative. The scary scenes are scary. Honestly, I liked I liked this movie so much. I would be happy to see specifically the characters from the drug cartel storyline. Like, you could reuse those characters. They're actually great.
Okay.
They're very funny. I'm not going to be able to remember anybody's like name because other than Ray Liotta, it's not star-studded necessarily. But there's a duo in this film who is the Kingpin's son and the right-hand man going to retrieve the drugs.
Yeah.
They're excellent. Those two actors are very funny, and it's just kind of impressive to watch a comedy duo that can transition between drama and comedy scenes and still have chemistry that works that well. Like, really, really that's probably one of the highlights to really show. Wow. Great work there.
Nice.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear. It's a fun time. Pretty cool.
Ian, do you want to tell us your positive story? Because it is 8:35.
Oh, sure, no worries. I will tell you the positive story. So
whatever else you want to add.
All right, no worries.
Yeah.
My positive story, not terribly long. I was just going to say that we had found out that there's an escape room out here. I did my very first escape room, guys.
I've never done one.
Oh,
Yeah, how'd it
awesome.
go for you?
It was awesome. We solved it. It was great.
Wait, what time? How long?
5 minutes to spare, so it was 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
not
about
bad.
average. Yeah. So how'd that go? What was it? What was it like?
It was awesome, man.
Did you take a black light?
I can't tell you. Well, no, you're not allowed to bring anything in. Everything you need is in the
because
room.
you probably don't want that info.
Oh, okay.
But
okay. But yeah, I went to a place called the Basement, which is in the valley.
Wow, you really don't want a black light.
Yeah, you really don't want a black light.
How many cum jokes can Chris make this? No.
Okay, I'm going to deflate it by letting you know that the building that this place is in is also owned by an adult store emporium.
Oh, well, now it's just cheap.
We went next door after
now
we
you're
did
just doing low-hanging fruit. What am I? Yeah, that did deflate it. Way to go. How fun you are.
Which, by the way,
they can't take a pole arm length, double-sided dildo.
If you guys are interested in taking the American Challenge, which is what they call it,
no,
you can.
I would like to circle back to cis straight dude who has no opinions about things.
Fair.
Or tries not to give input on certain things.
So here's my pitch for this place.
Okay.
It's like a free. I'm going to give them a free ad right now. I had a great experience. It's really fun. It's an escape room that's told in 6 stories, basically. So it's like I think they have 5 or 6 escape rooms you can do in the facility, and you can choose to do them in order and actually basically enact like a 6-hour-long story if you want. I will say that it's about $30 a head, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I am
cool.
probably
That's
gonna...
multiple stories,
and they all link to each other. Like you can play them in order to kind of have that. So I think that's pretty cool. I was lucky enough to do the Basement, which is the escape. That's the very first one.
Yeah.
I won't say anything more about the specifics of what's in it because it's supposed to be kind of a surprise. But it's a very fun experience. There were 6 of us there. It took, like I said, took about 40 minutes, and well, damn it, it is a very rewarding and satisfying. Solving a puzzle like that is super oh my, especially when you do something and you hear the ka-chunk and something's unlocked. Nice. It feels like being in a video game. It's awesome. So if you are in the Southern California area, please look up the Basement. You can buy tickets. You can reserve right now, and I don't know. It's fun. It's very scary. It's very spooky. Yeah. It's all very spooky. I don't know that all escape rooms are spooky, but this one is spooky. Very Hannibal themed. Wait, what?
Did you feel smart playing?
When I finished, I felt smart. When I was playing it, I felt like a fucking idiot. What's going on?
Okay, there's 6 of you there, right? I'm gonna ask the big question, Ian.
Yes.
How much did you contribute?
I would say at least a 6th, if not slightly more.
Okay,
definitely.
The 6th thing is I don't know.
That's too many hands.
That seems too averaged out.
Okay.
I feel it's unhonest.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell you the ones, but I solved some good ones.
There you go.
Okay.
Brian. Everyone get out of the way.
There was book-related stuff that I was very good at.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you are.
You just lucked out, and you're like, "Oh, thank God! Oh, thank God! There's something I know."
No more math.
No more math.
Whoa, slow down.
Wait, what happens when you throw a ball? It leaves your hand. You call this physics? What is it?
I didn't study. I did poetry, physics for poets.
You ever well, you know what, I don't have this too much because I've made it actual thing to learn how to fix certain things, like to be handy in some way.
Sure.
But I imagine there are moments where I'm like, man, I spent way too much on books and not knowing how to fix like something. So now I got to learn how to fix something.
Do a sink. That's actually easier than you think.
I've declogged a bathtub. Nick was there.
Yeah.
He saw me do it.
It was a lot.
He's got credentials. He's got a witness.
Yeah, man. I used a drain weasel. That's what it's called.
That definitely wasn't me.
I thought it was a snake. They call it a weasel?
Yeah, man. It's got a weasel on the thing. I could send you the link if you ever need to, like...
Oh, sure. I'd just like to see the drain weasel, because that sounds like a sci-fi threat.
Oh,
I'm afraid we will have to give you the drain weasel.
There you go.
Yes. Anyway,
I just love the idea of Ian walking into a room and there's a book there, and he goes, "Oh, thank God! Oh, I can do something."
Like they're about to solve it.
Okay, guys. Hey,
they're about to solve it, and Ian runs in and pulls the lever, and he goes, "I did it!" and he runs out.
Can I also say this? This is just a general. This is a general note for everybody who's interested in doing an escape room.
Yeah.
Be like me. You gotta be the kind of person who tugs on all the stuff on the wall, who's gonna check all the drawers,
break everything.
You gotta do, cause they're gonna hide stuff. Yeah. They're hiding stuff from you, guys. You gotta get good at looking.
Look under your eyeball. They put something in there.
Anyway.
Was there a moment, Ian? Was there a moment where like you're like, you have to talk with your team and you go, okay, what skills is everyone bringing to the table?
Well, listen, I know you work in medicine, so you can do math, definitely.
Yeah.
And then, well, John's not very tall, so put him in the small hole. And then other than that,
oh my God.
I know I'm looking at the time, so I'll move on to the next little
I need that laugh, I'll tell you what after. I don't mean to imply any. Well, I did mean to imply for the joke, but
I didn't. But actually, I meant to.
But, in all honesty, Ian is a very smart fellow. So
not me.
He just has certain skills.
That proves how clever I am.
So, how was the experience?
Only a smart boy can do it. No, it was fun. It was very fun.
I'm a big smart boy.
Yeah. So that was great. That's a positive life story.
It sounds fun. I've always wanted to do one. I just gotta find you gotta find the people. You gotta find the time, right? Like.
Well, if you, we can talk about it more later. If you ever wanted to try that place, I'd be down to take you in there. So I'll just go into the book I've been reading. I've picked up from a writer I haven't read in a long time. This is I'm reading a Clive Barker right now.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
That author, I always say, like, you just really can't judge a book by its cover when it comes to people.
Oh, yeah.
Because Clive Barker always looks like this edgy dude you knew in, like, high school who just never lost it. Yes. Like, who just never grew out of the look. And then it turns out he writes amazing horror.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, this is actually legit. This is legitimately great and should be studied.
He's a rightly well respected. Wait, what about Jericho? What?
The game, his terrible.
Oh God, yeah. No,
there you go.
It was like a video Demon Marines. Was that it?
No, you're thinking of Doom.
Oh,
you're thinking some basic.
Yeah. He had a PC horror game back then.
It's bad. It's bad. All you need to know, Ian, it's a bad game.
Okay.
It's a bad game.
Sorry. Anyway.
Oh, so yeah. So I picked up.
We just can't stop interrupting each other, and I think that's why we waste so much. No, I'm sorry. Ian, go ahead.
I just start. So anyway, the book I started is called Cold Heart Canyon. It's I'll give y'all like kind of a short setup for what the book is.
Yeah.
It's my short review before I get too deep into it is real good, maybe too horny. Like by 3 notches, a little bit for me.
Clive Barker novel, really?
Yeah, I know. It is. Like, here's the thing. Like, this book is so horny. It's like, okay, guys, I get it. So, Cold Heart Canyon is, I guess, like a good short synopsis of the setup would be, it's like an LA Dracula story, kind of.
Oh, that's cool.
So the premise is that there's this fabulously beautiful Romanian woman who becomes a pre-code actress and celebrity named Katia Lupe. And she's just like super hot, and she throws the best parties, and all the men would just die for a piece of her time. And one of these men buys her. What?
Dies for a piece of her time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's right. He buys her like a house in the Hollywood Hills, and buys the art from the local church in the parish she grew up in Romania, and then has all of that church art transferred to Los Angeles to give her a piece of home.
Okay.
And the mural is evil.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Damn. And then, truthfully, like so this is a long ass book.
I saw it. It's like 700 pages or something.
Yeah, it's about 700 pages. Yeah. I'm about 375 in.
Yeah. Okay.
And the first, I will let everybody know though, the first 110 pages are very domestic. It's very grounded. It's very like normal kind of stuff, and it's also like, I really love Clive Barker's prose style.
Yeah, it's good.
He's just so cutting. He's such a
all
sassy.
My joking, like from a side, he's a great writer. Like,
he is really.
There's
really
a reason people like herald him. Like he's good. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Where he basically, so the protagonist of the novel is Todd Pickett, who is not a thinly veiled criticism of Tom Cruise's public persona. And Todd Pickett was a star of the 90s, and now that the millennium is about to change, he is kind of getting to be old news.
Yeah.
And thus he decides to succumb and have plastic surgery, and then hopefully hide away in Cold Heart Canyon until he can resurface without having anyone know his shameful secret.
Yeah.
And then ghosts come. Yeah. See, you didn't think I would do a jizz joke, because I snuck it in there.
Oh yeah. Subtle.
Just
slip in.
But it is a really good book. It is a very scary book. It is a book for nerds of Hollywood. Just it's got so many. Well, because like also, he basically name drops a bunch of people in the book.
Okay.
As being perverts trapped eternally in Hollywood, basically. Yeah. Rudolph Valentino, he's dead and loving it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is a really fun novel. It's a really
cool.
well written novel, and it basically kind of seems to be straddling this line, as we say about the ridiculousness of genre. Like the book goes from being like a very meditative reflection on how isolating celebrity can make you, and this guy dealing with his dog getting cancer, like brutal stuff. And then there's a bunch of ghosts that bang in the woods. They're all hot ghosts, and they just love it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the novel is funny and scary, and I don't know. Yeah, I would recommend people go and check it out, just because if you're the fan of any of that stuff, a treat to read. It is a long read though, so I don't know. Don't expect to finish it quickly. Like yeah.
So I don't know. Do what you will.
Nice. That sounds sick though.
It sounds fun. It sounds like a cool one.
Yeah, man.
I want to check it out. I like the cover art, like I saw. So.
Oh yeah, the cover is rad.
Very cool.
It's very cool. Let's see. Gosh, what else?
Last one's under the wire.
Oof. You know what, guys? Let's call it there. I mean, it's a long ass book. I've really been committing a lot of time to it. So
a lot of energy. And we've been going back and forth like in this podcast anyway, just like pounding on each other. Well, then before I get into what we're looking forward to, I just want to say it was great doing this again with you guys. I know it's been a bit. I thank not only people listening, but also you two for coming back and like also waiting while I finish, like get shit done and like get it together.
No, totally.
So thank you.
It's so good to talk to you guys, man. It's we don't do it as often, but you know what? We're gonna watch my huge TV. We're gonna have some drinks. I would genuinely like that'd be great.
We should just watch our
holy shit! Absolutely, you will get nothing but support in this house for our. Yeah.
I just want to watch the scenes again.
I just want to, see Dura, like the dance. Yes.
I want to see that first fight.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
Or the
introduction.
The introduction of the fire. And just to get
this
Or I'm going to bring a bunch of war documentaries.
Okay.
Yeah, people will love it. You want to watch The Road, have a good time.
What's like the most visually uninteresting movies we can think of to put on a 72-inch?
Citizen Kane.
Here's an awful suggestion. You should bring that Cambodian documentary about the people who would kill people based on things they saw in movies. Do you remember this? Does this ring a bell?
I think I know what you're talking about.
The Act of Killing by Oppenheimer.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's.
And they have the people like reenact their war crimes, basically.
The Act of Killing, yeah.
I don't know if I could do that. That would be
fun time. People will love it.
Fun time.
I was thinking of like I'm gonna put on a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
That's the B movie.
Super
the A movie is The
Room. The Room.
The B movie is Christmas Hat.
Yeah.
The Room. You know what? I've got somebody who has yet to watch The Room, and I would love an excuse to watch The Room.
What's that? What are those two Christmas movies Dan Harmon was harping on? It's like the Christmas Sisters or something for Hallmark, and what it is, it's two movies that are exactly the same, but you follow one twin and the other twin, but the shots are the same, except for like two parts, and if you line up the movies, they go at the exact same length.
That's a fever dream, and I kind of want to see that.
And they're bad movies. I kind of want to know, like, that you had the gall to put out two movies.
Here's
90% the same. Like,
okay, we get some beers. We go back to mine, and then we watch the Christmas Twins simultaneously. as an A movie, and then the B movie is B movie. We watch all of B movie with Jerry Seinfeld.
I'd be kind of down for that one. Just you gotta watch that cut on YouTube. I watch sometimes where Nick introduced me to, where every time someone says the word B, the movie speeds up.
Yes,
it goes. What's it? Twice as fast.
Yeah.
Until it's just.
It's 7 minutes long.
Yeah. Or there's the every time the theme song of the Nut Shack is played, and they say it's the Nut Shack, I read the entire script to the B movie.
To the B.
It was 10 hours long.
There's that cut of the Lord of the Rings where every time after they leave the Shire, is that what the place is called where all the hobbits live?
Yeah, the Shire. Yeah.
Every time they take a step outside the Shire, it cuts to the one character going, "This is the farthest I've ever been from the Shire." So that cut of the movie is like 20 hours long or something.
My sick brain just did like some because you've just unlocked this memory. Is I would get shit-faced drunk, watch The Room, and then follow up The Room with other people. This is a group of people. Would get shit-faced drunk, watch The Room, and then immediately follow it up with the B movie. But every time they say B, it's what is it? Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town singing "We Are Number One."
The whole song?
They sing the whole song.
Oh my god, that cut must be fucking wild. Like, it's super long.
And if it's like 2 a.m. and you're shit faced and you've just heard "We Are Number One" for like the 5th time, you just like lose. You're out of reality.
I'm asleep. I get up for my day job at 4:30 in the morning. So,
Lord.
Man, if I could tell you, listener, about what my life's been like for the past, like, since November, and like, what that schedule is, fuck. Like, I can't believe it's already April. How about that? I almost missed my birthday because I didn't know what fucking day it was.
10 out of 10, we'll do it again.
We'll do it again. I love making video games. So oh man. Yo, what are we looking forward to?
A lot to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to Asteroid City by Wes Anderson.
Okay.
Come out next month.
Fuck already, dude.
It's his first movie with Tom Hanks in it, and I couldn't be more excited.
Oh
Goodness gracious.
Fucking, when did French Dispatch come out, man?
At least a year ago, if not a little more than a year ago.
Oh my god.
It came out when Dune did. Shit, fuck me. 2 years ago. Jesus.
Okay, well. Yep, looking forward to that then too. Anything else? Ian?
That one, and then there was another one. I'm trying to think of it. Nick, you jump in. What are you looking?
Go.
In terms of looking forward to, I mean, when I get a chance, RE4 remake.
Oh, I know, dude. I want to play it so fucking bad.
Yeah, there's no time. There's literally no time. Yeah, that the Advance Wars 1+2 reboot.
Yeah, it's finally coming out.
Yeah.
Ian, do you know anything about Advance Wars?
I
doubt it, but like I just gotta ask this. Did you hear anything about the news of the remake? Because I'm wondering if the news of that would have reached you for specific reasons.
No, I had not heard any news about this game series.
So the game's done, right?
Okay.
It was set for release about a year ago, Nick? Like a little under a year?
Yeah.
You know what? It's when it was set for a month after the war in Ukraine started.
Oh.
Do you know why I use that specific? Well, no, I hate that. Do you know why I use that specific reference? Because the game was delayed because it's a war game, and the war with Ukraine was started. It just started. So they didn't want that to be associated with that. So now it's finally coming out, and now, yeah, I hope it does well because Advance Wars is great. But yeah, I'm just not seeing as much marketing, maybe because of that. But like, yeah. So
okay,
it's very out there.
I've just recalled the other film. So excited to see, guys. Ari Aster's third movie is coming out. Beau is Afraid, from the director of Hereditary and Midsommar.
I did hear about this.
This is a Joaquin Phoenix picture.
Yeah,
and it's being described by the director as a tragic horror film comedy that is a Jewish odyssey.
I hope he's just throwing stuff together.
Yep.
That's my movie.
You know, I still haven't seen. I'm probably not going to watch Hereditary because I know what that movie's about, and that's probably going to hit really close to home.
Sure.
So, I still haven't watched Midsommar, even though I know what that movie is, and I've seen a bunch of shots.
Okay.
So I felt like I was spoiled on it, like from the outside, without even watching. But I probably should just watch it just to.
Oh, it's so good. I mean,
so no.
Well, if the material, let me say this though, as a warning, because two things. The opening of that movie is more brutal than most movies get.
Okay.
Midsommar, and if the subject matter of Hereditary is touchy, that subject matter keeps a rolling in that other.
Yeah,
really, I didn't know that in Midsommar.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a cult recruitment thing and like abusive relationship type deal.
The literal inciting incident of that film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just another one for the list.
The list.
I haven't seen Moonfall yet.
How dare you?
Damn it.
That's what we're going to watch on your 72-inch. You know what? Okay, you know what's the funniest part about not watching Moonfall? I had a chance to watch it, and we didn't. You know how close I was to watching this again? I was at our mutual friend, Goncha's house. And he was like, I was joking about Moonfall. He's like, yo, I have a copy of Moonfall.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, why do you have a copy of Moonfall? And he goes, because I bought it for $5 at some like used basket. I went, this is the movie about the moon falling. I'm gonna buy this movie. And so he's like, do you want to watch it? And I went, yeah. And then he put the disc in his PS5, and then food was delivered to the place because we were hanging out with people, and then we ate and forgot after like 4 or 5 hours. So when I left his place, I think I was going to a concert. That disc was still in his PS5 that we were supposed to watch.
Oh wow!
That's how close I was to watching Moonfall. Plum forgot. That's where my life's at.
All right, Moonfall, The Room, double feature, final offer.
Gotcha.
There we go. Right.
Who even cares what I'm looking forward to? I'm not going to top that ending, so I'm just going to say, bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Good night, everybody.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah, your first plan should be getting by us.
Though you call yourselves bladers, you don't know the real truth about bay blading. There is a tremendous power hidden within bays. Since ancient times, the existence of bays can be found in moments throughout history. The power of Beyblades have been used to change the course of rivers and oceans. They have been used to defeat many armies and create huge empires.
You wouldn't be so tough without that helmet, little brother.
You're on, Proto Man.
Plasma power!
Missed me again. again, number one, son.
But I won't miss this time.
Oh no! He's gonna blast President Lincoln!
Ha! I knew you'd risk yourself for Mr. Lincoln.
Simpson scandal update. Homer sleeps nude in an oxygen tent, which he believes gives him sexual powers.
Hey, that's a half-truth.
Shara, will you grant me one more wish? I wish for a mountain of handkerchiefs. Now, just let yourself cry, as much as you need to. You'll have plenty of handkerchiefs to help you through it.
Well, sir, treason season started early this year as a nuclear sub was hijacked by local man Homer Simpson.
Oh my God! I told him that photo would come back to haunt him.
Could Homer Simpson be a communist? His father spoke out on his behalf.
My Homer is not a communist. He may be a liar, a pig, an idiot, a communist, but he is not a porn star.
Hero call! This trap card lets me pick a monster and put him on the top of my deck. And I choose this. Elemental Hero, Neos.
Not so fast. Thanks to my state select spell, he won't be there for long. Because now I get to shuffle your deck. So how do you like this? Bada bing! I'll shuffle these boys real good.
でも先輩結構みんなに優しいじゃん。なんか声かけてくれたりとか。でも香水もらったらなんかこんなんくれるって。嘘好きすぎ合うのすっごい恥ずかしい。明日バイトなんだけど。いつでもそこに。マジで
Iris!
Sarah.
Hang in there, Iris.
Please, stay away from Replophos. Let's live together. In a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist. With you.
Iris! 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 Iris!
happening? There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Now it's time for the Pizza Head Show.
Hey everybody, I'm done trick-or-treating and now I'm gonna go for a stuffed crust pizza at Pizza Hut. Yay!
Not yet, Pizza Head. There's one more place to go.
I don't think anyone's home.
Sure there is.
Hello, trick-or-treat! Interesting hieroglyphics on this pizza.
Quick, Pizza Head, let's go upstairs.
Hey, who is here anyway?
It's your host, Count Steve.
Oh, nice place. You gotta go. I wanna go to Pizza Hut now!
The Count will be happy to give you a lift.
Hey, put me down! Put me down!
See you next time.
I know a place that's peaceful and quiet. A place where animals play. It's called the forest. But every year we start forest fires. A careless match, a cigarette, and poof, fire. So the next time you're in the forest, be extra careful, okay?
If you knew it was me, would you have listened?
Will you hold it down out there? You guys are always fighting!
Enid Clinton, we've got business with your husband. What? John? Hal Jordan, another time shift. I'm up to speed. Carry on. No booby traps. At least none that my ring can detect.
Make up your mind, would you?
뭐야?
Have you noticed any change in Bart?
New glasses?
No, he looks like something might be disturbing him.
Probably misses his old glasses.
I guess we could get more involved in Bart's activities, but then I'd be afraid of smothering him.
Yeah, and then we'd get the chair.
That's not what I meant.
It was, Marge, admit it.
What's so special about Splinter?
Yo, dude, it's like Splinter's our dad, you know? I mean, what's so special about your dad?
Pepsi for TV game.
Mmm, 64 slices of American cheese. 64. 63. 2. 1.
Have you been up all night eating cheese?
I think I'm blind.
What?
Good day to you.
My mother risked her life for me. And now you, too. I should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
chase you to the ends of the earth! I defeated you once, and I shall do it again!
No, Magneto. I let you win before, in order to learn your plan, to trap you. But now the victory belongs to the Fantastic Four.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power? No mere weapon can stop me. With but a gesture, I can destroy it, or turn it against you. Behold! I'll make it leap from your hand, and make you its target. Now!
Not this time, Magneto. This time I'm fighting for real.
It's impossible! It cannot be! Nothing can defy my magnetic power!
The Fantastic Four can. You're finished, Magneto. Surrender. You have no other choice.
Why? Why will the gun not obey me? My power is gone. I'm helpless. Magnetism. It was my greatest weapon.
Okay, Richards. We'll take care of him now.
First tell me, how did you do it? How did you take away my power?
I didn't, Magneto. I merely tricked you.
You lie. I couldn't control your gun. You made me lose my magnetism.
You're wrong. I just guessed that you'd overlook one simple thing. Your magnetic power only works on metal, like all magnets. But my gun isn't real. I made it out of wood, specially to fool you.
Wood? A wooden gun?
That's why your power didn't work. And it's why you're a prisoner of the police now. Take him away, men.
A wooden gun. He tricked me with a wooden gun.
We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways.
You got it.
One trick is to tell them stories that don't go anywhere. Like the time I caught the ferry over to Shelbyville. I needed a new heel for my shoe. So, I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they call Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Now, to take the ferry cost a nickel, and in those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 B's for a quarter, you'd say. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have white onions because of the war. The only thing you could get was those big yellow ones.